a very disturbing story unfolded in our neighboring country Pakistan. A female suicide bomber attacked Karachi University on the 26th of April, which killed 4 people including 3 Chinese nationals. The target being the Confucius Institute affiliated to the university, which has been set up with the help of the Chinese Ministry of Education. Now the Balochistan Liberation Army has claimed responsibility for the self-sacrificing attack on Chinese in Karachi. And this is the story for the day. Hello and welcome to Eduauraa's Insights. I am Prateek Akkanawru, bringing the insights of the heinous attack on the Karachi University. Now post the attack, various questions must have crossed the minds of the viewers. 1. Who are the people associated with the Balochistan Liberation Army? Why do they need liberation? 2nd, what are the grievances against the Islamic Republic of Pakistan? Why did the bombing take place on the Pakistani soil? And most importantly, why did they target a Chinese institute? Now, the people associated with the Balochistan Liberation Army are the Baloch people representing the Baloch nationalism. Now, who are the Baloch? And what is their nationalism about? The Baloch are people of the Iranian origin who live mainly in the Balochistan region, located at the southeasternmost edge of the Iranian plateau. It encompasses the countries of Pakistan, Iran and Afghanistan. Now, since we are talking about Pakistan, Balochistan is the largest province of Pakistan in its southwestern region. It constitutes about half of the Pakistan's territory but has only 3.6% of the country's population. Now, this is a resource-rich region having reserves of gas, oil, copper and gold. Now, despite being a resource-rich region, it has low levels of economic development. And the lack of representation in the political offices, minuscule representation in government jobs, and the discrimination against the Baloch minority has been the predominant reasons for the growth of the nationalist sentiments among the Baloch community. Now, there have been instances of the human rights abuses and subjugation of the Baloch minority by the state of Pakistan, especially the Pakistani army. The director of the Human Rights Watch Asia branch alleged that the Pakistani government has not done enough to stop the widespread human rights abuses in the region, which includes torture, murder, forced disappearances of those suspected of either terrorism or opposition to the Pakistani military, or for that matter the ill treatment of the captured combatants or criminals, and also extrajudicial killings. Now, the Baloch nationalism relates to the demand of political autonomy and threats of secession dating back to the era of British India. Now, Balochistan was a princely state under the Britishers ruled by the Khan of Kalar. After the Britishers declared their intentions to free India under the Mountbatten Plan, the princely states were given complete freedom to choose between joining India, Pakistan or remaining independent. Now, the Khan of Kalar first approached India. Pandit Nehru declined the request of accession to the dominion of India because of the geographical incongruity. Then Khan declared independence on the 15th of August 1947, claiming sovereignty over the princely states of Kalar and 3 other Baloch-dominated territories. In March 1948, the Khan was forced to sign the instrument of accession with the state of Pakistan by the Pakistani army. And this marks the genesis of the Baloch nationalism and the liberation movement. Now, does this ring bells in your mind about the region in our own country? Yes, I am talking about Kashmir, where there are separatist groups fighting for the independence of Kashmir from the Union of India. Now, India blames Pakistan for the attacks in Kashmir and sees it behind the Kashmiri nationalism. And then Pakistan blames India for the attacks carried out by the Baloch separatists and often accuses the RAW for supporting the Baloch nationalism and blames India for the attacks carried out by the Baloch separatists. Now, the Baloch movement has been going on since 1948 through various Baloch nationalist organizations spearheaded by various tribal sardars. Now, Balochistan Liberation Army is one of such organizations fighting for an independent Balochistan since 2005. Now, they want an independent country by carving out the region of Balochistan from Pakistan. And then the Balochistan Liberation Army armed insurgency against the state of Pakistan is manifested in attacks against the state and its institutions, which include suicide bombing or the so-called self-sacrificing attacks as we saw in Karachi. So we understand the problem of Balochistan through its geography and history. But why are the Chinese nationals and institutions targeted by the Baloch nationalists? Or how does China fit into this picture? China came into this picture of Balochistan with the turn of the millennium at the start of the 21st century, when the responsibility of the Gwadar port construction was awarded to the Chinese. Now Gwadar is a district in the Balochistan province and has a natural warm water port opening up in the Arabian Sea. In March 2002, the construction of the port began and the foundation stone was laid by the Vice Premier of China. Now this port was described as the second great monument of the China-Pakistan friendship after the Karakoram Highway. The Gwadar port and the Karakoram Highway was a part of the Chinese policy to gain direct access to the oil-rich Persian Gulf. It also aimed at encircling India from all sides under the geopolitical hypothesis of the string of pearls theory. Today, this port and the Balochistan region forms a major part of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the CPEC, under the China's BRI, that is the Belt and Road Initiative. Now, as a result of this initiative, which brings in huge foreign investment, Pakistan is required to maintain peace in the region. Now, you all know that peace is essential for the smooth execution of various projects under the CPEC. To ensure this, the state of Pakistan has stepped up its efforts to silence the Baloch nationalists or the insurgents. Now, spearheaded by the Pakistani army, the Baloch minority are subjugated even more. There has been increased instances of state-sponsored disappearances and human rights violation against the Baloch people. As a result, the Baloch community has started targeting the Chinese institutions, projects and nationals as a part of their insurgent activities. The bombing of Karachi was a part of more than 2 decades-long targeting of the Chinese establishments and nationals by the Baloch nationalists. So, is this a story of a fight for freedom or insurgency in a sovereign nation? Or is this a fight for rights or a way of terrorizing civilians and states for the fulfillment of vested interests? We leave you with these questions, but always remember, in the end, everyone expects the humanity should prevail and the human natural rights should be upheld universally.